Hey guys, and we're now back with some more Technobabylon. Sorry, I had to wait for a second because my cat was actually nudging the microphone with her face. She was like, hello, right into the microphone. Hey Scumbugger, how you doing? Oh dear. Hmm? Gonna sit there on that little table, okay, good. Okay. So, we just done the bit with the, something. I kind of forget what we were doing, to be fair, but okay. She just had a talk with the main people because they're like, oh, he's gone off the grid, yada yada yada, right?
Got to wait till the AI lab have had their turn analyzing her. Then she's all mine.
Hmm.
She's expensive. I wonder if I can persuade Regis to let us keep her.
That's the same stuff there. I'm doing good, and I think the cat's doing good. I mean, she's just she's turned her back on me now because I'm not paying attention to her. So, I think she's a little bit grumpy with me because she's like, hey, I want fuss, but you're not giving me fuss. Kind of like one of those things where it's like, it's all morning, she could really, she could get attention from me, but then she waits until I'm actually streaming, and that's when she really wants the attention. It's just when I'm busy. There you go. I give you a little bit of fuss, huh? And then you let me play my game? Yeah? Ah. There you go, bub. That's the person I think we were speaking to, isn't it? Yeah, and I think we had to make an appointment first before we could see him though, which is really weird. Hmm. Uh. Okay, but we can't go to trance here, apparently.
Sorry, Regis.
A physical photograph. The team. February 2067.
Hmm.
Regis is probably the only person I know who'd want his picture on paper. I guess defacing a digital one just isn't the same.
What's wrong, Bub? Had that. Meow. She's like sitting there, she like looked up at the TV and went, meow. I think my cat's just being silly right now.
I don't even know where I'm going. I'd better download the case file Dr. Vargas's assistant.
Oh, they sent me something. Oh, they did, okay.
Ow! Hey, what was that?
I doubt he'd be here, but... Oh wait, it's here. Look.
Dr. Lau, so good to see you again, my dear.
I didn't mean to go here first, I meant to go to the... I thought this was the other tower, like, you know... What's his face's place? Regis's place.
Wow, that's a lot of green. Excuse me.
Great, they finally sent someone. You here to get the body out?
Maybe. I'm Max Lau, cell case specialist.
No kidding. I'm the lab director, Dr. Zvidzai Chigwa. Make it quick, I'm busy.
What's your role here?
I'm the supervisor for the telepresence factoring labs. Most of it's automatic. I just make sure it's all running like it should.
Sounds like a big responsibility.
It's a lousy job most of the time. TP is where management sticks people they don't want in public-facing roles.
You're not happy with it?
For the last few years, my career has been one disaster after another. I'm just glad it's plateaued into some kind of stability.
Can you tell me what happened?
Baxter got killed.
In any more detail?
When we started this afternoon, a whole lot of samples had been tampered with. We tried to call Baxter to find out what the hell was going on in the specimen bank.
And he didn't answer.
He didn't. Turned out the door to the specimen bank was locked too.
You haven't seen the body?
Nope, not in person if that's what you mean. We got the camera feed online, but it was obvious that Baxter wasn't going to be coming out.
When did you last see him?
Guess it could have been Wednesday?
So he could have been killed any time in the past 3 days?
I guess, but it wouldn't fit with everything else.
What's the purpose of this lab? Plant studies?
Yes and no. It's a TP lab, telepresence. There's a lot of research that's not exactly legal in some countries.
But in Newton, pretty much anything goes.
Exactly. If someone in the EU needs research done on something hazardous, infectious, or endangered, they send the orders here and we carry out the testing.
What sort of research?
Mostly we make new angiosperms from scratch. That's flowering plants to you.
Gee, thanks. Why would people want new flowers?
Sometimes it's a drug delivery method. The earliest commercial examples were fruit that grew packed with insulin. A lot of new wetware begins its life as engineered fruit, too.
Must be awkward if they cross-pollinate in the wild.
And a legal headache. Part of our job is making sure the copy protection works.
Copy protection in plants? Ouch. Aside from yourself, who else works in this laboratory?
There's my intern, Martin Meester, operates the factoring line. If you meet him, it's easy to see why they put him in here. And until recently, there was Dr. Baxter.
Tell me about Mr. Neester.
He came over from Eurofed on a study program. He's young. I guess we're all like that in our youth.
Good colleague?
He's all right. He got on board with that annoying Maladist trend. He knows how to follow instructions, so I let him get on with it.
His visa still active?
Dr. Lau, we do not employ undocumented illegals in this lab.
Just have to check. I'm sure you understand. Tell me about Dr. Baxter.
Oh, he was bad enough to work with in the 60s. As part of his parole, they stuck a governor in his head. Since then, it's like talking to a badly written synthetic.
You don't care for him a great deal.
That man killed Vicky. Frankly, he deserved what he got.
But you still work with him.
He worked for me. It was another part of his parole. Vickerman's management persuaded centralized government that his skills were going to waste in prison. The company wanted him supervised by someone who knew him. Hence, they dragged my sorry ass in.
What did you have him doing?
He organized the specimen bank. It's the kind of thing we could just leave him at for hours on end. Days, sometimes. Really, it could have just been done by the facility's AI, but I had to give him something.
Otherwise, you'd have to talk to him?
Exactly.
You've got a keen mind. What's your take on this?
Hey, I'm not the detective, young lady. You know what I think? I think Regis did what they ought to have done 20 years ago.
Why do you say that?
Seems logical. We've got him coming into the labs on security, then we got him coming out an hour later. When we get here, we've got Baxter's corpse contaminating the specimen bank.
Anything else?
Well, something strange. Since we got in, we keep finding samples that have been tampered with. Looks like he spent his hour here messing up the genomes of our specimens.
That quickly?
If anyone was good enough to do it that fast, it'd be Charlie.
You knew Regis as well.
Yeah, I was on a research team with him and his wife back in the 60s. Baxter, too.
You've apparently known him a long time. Does this seem like something Regis would do?
Oh, after what he did to Vicky, I'd have strangled Baxter too. I tell you, if he did do it, I wouldn't blame him one bit.
Do you think he did it, though?
I don't know. He was always kinda shady.
Tell me about it.
They made him do some real awful stuff out in the hot zones.
Such as...
Let's just say his escape led to a whole lot of people being jailed for war crimes.
You seem preoccupied.
That obvious, huh? We found a couple of specimens that Regis tampered with in his hour here. So I gotta run through the catalog and dig out the backups.
Sounds straightforward.
Not when there's 11,000 samples to take. Oh, I could punch Regis for this. Though, I want to shake his hand for Baxter so it kinda evens out.
What's been done to the samples?
He's used a customized viral vector to add huge amounts of junk DNA to their genomes. These are the last two I found, Medioflorens interensis and Linacia lawsonis.
May I have a look?
Do you think it'll help?
Just a hunch.
Oh.
Huh. Non-binary. Quaternary data string?
What do you mean?
My wetware systems are interpreting the genomes of these plants as sections of an audio file. He's used the DNA to store information.
You think so?
It's incomplete. The two samples only make up a third of the data, but M and L, my initials? This can't be a coincidence. He's left a message.
What does it say?
Not sure yet. I could probably construct the whole message if I can find where he's hidden the rest of it.
Safe to say it's in the other plants he's engineered. Here, take this. You can sample DNA from the plants around the lab. If you run out of sampling cartridges, you can reload it at this console.
Thanks. How long would it take to sample everything in the lab?
Only a couple of years. We have over 11,000 subjects.
Wow.
You're better off looking for specimens that would fill the gaps in the clue he left.
So, you worked with Regis and his wife, as well as Baxter. Did you also work for Dr. Vargas?
That pompous ass? Yeah, I worked for him.
You don't care for him.
He was a competent researcher, but he lives for politics. Everything was always about making the world a better place.
And you don't think it should be better?
It's a nice idea, just not realistic. And what we ended up making, it was... actually, never mind.
What happens in the specimen bank?
It's where the samples of plants and growth matrices are stored. There's a huge library of subjects to work with, natural and man-made.
And that's where Baxter worked?
Yeah, it's not exactly taxing. I wanted to see what he could do since they put a governor in him.
You left him to work alone in there?
I'll be honest, he was not a pleasant man to talk to.
I was just putting a hoodie on.
I wonder why Regis hid a message inside the DNA of these plants.
DNA's been used as a data storage medium before. Rather than on-off binary, DNA would be quaternary bits. Adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. If he just left a message on one of the systems, though, or even on paper...
Then someone could have destroyed or erased it. Short of burning down the entire lab, they'd have no way to be sure they destroyed a message hidden like this.
Especially since he scrambled so many of the other samples as camouflage.
He needs to make sure it's found, and based on the layout, he wants me to find it. Have you found anything else with added genetic data?
As a matter of fact, I have. There was a batch of Orchidaceae isotria in the growth lab, and...
And?
Can't remember exactly
I'm
which
just gonna spell
specimen the
Max
other
Loud,
was.
do you think?
I do remember that it had red flowers, variegated, that is, multicolored leaves, and very, very small fruit.
Why didn't the facility's CI detect Baxter's vitals suddenly failing? It's a potentially hazardous environment in here.
We were wondering that as well. This afternoon, we noticed the monitoring system in the sample lab was in recursion. All hell broke loose when the CI suddenly realized what had happened.
So either you've got a technical fault with the software or wetware interfacing,
Which is unlikely given how much they cost.
or someone breached the security systems to cover Baxter's murder. That gives me more hope. Regis would have no idea how to do that.
Yeah, Regis is a very basic person, isn't he? He doesn't like a lot of the whole advanced stuff, so...
What sort of research were you conducting in the 60s?
You mean with Charlie and his wife? You might not believe it, but we were the people behind Central.
Central? The city governing AI Central?
The same. Newton was looking for a coordinator AI. Vargas put together a team, including the new Mr. and Mrs. Regis.
Nuke me. Regis never mentioned anything about this.
It wasn't a happy memory for him. He left after the unpleasantness. We finished the project a few months later.
Huh. Might explain why he hates Central's guts.
Is that all?
For now.
Then if you'll excuse me, I'll get back to work.
Is that the red flower? What we called leaves? All fruit?
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
How do we check the DNA though? That's the question.
I'm going to need to find where he's hidden the rest of the message before I get any sense out of it. It's the DNA sampler Dr. Chigwa gave me. I need to take samples from plants I think Regis hid the rest of his message in.
We give it back to her and say, does this have it in it? Or what?
Excuse me.
Make it.
So, how do I build more of the message?
You've got to use the sampling tool to get DNA from the plants around the lab. The sampler can take 3 readings before it needs to be reloaded. In some areas of the lab, the atmospheric controls will prevent the reading being taken.
Apparently, he wants me to find certain samples. I've got to think about where I'm gonna find them.
Darn right. We've got a whole lot of A right now. Is that all?
For now.
Then if you'll
Hey, how you doing?
Hi there.
Only one parrot quietly spat on the electric chair.
My name's Dr. Max Lau. I'm a cell case specialist.
I hear taxi drivers make the best coffee.
You're not making any sense.
Tomorrow, Sesame.
Are you alright?
Georgie promised a blow-by-blow.
What?
What happened here?
Utter nonsense loves to love.
I see. What's your role at this facility?
The clear star that is yesterday wants to set things right.
Uh-huh. Can I get your name?
He's a person of the worst living as a survival, pull the battle of long-term staybirds in the roots.
Okay. You're not making any sense.
Wondrous all lies ahead. What with the future yet to come?
Are you alright?
Era of moral crisis, punishment of evil, you may suffer from moral law.
I give up.
And so the evil regularly laughed at deadly hair.
What?
Oh god, what a mess. Update Central.
What is the situation, Dr. Lau?
Dr. Baxter is certainly dead. He's been decapitated, and not cleanly either.
His head has been removed.
More like destroyed. At a glance, this would be the most likely cause of death. Nothing unusual found on the body, Central. Estimation on time of death?
The climate control in the specimen lab is compromising your sensors. Ambient temperature is just above freezing. What is your estimation of the incident, Dr. Lau?
There's too much we can't say for sure. We don't know precisely when Baxter was murdered. We can't even be sure that this was the cause of death.
That is a fair assessment. A clearer picture will no doubt follow the autopsy.
Don't send in anyone yet. I still need to carry out a preliminary.
I understand. Continue your investigation of events surrounding the incident.
Understood. Lau out. I hope I can find something to get Regis off the hook.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I was gonna say, you shouldn't be really probably looking at anything else if you're driving.
I can't figure out what any of these tools are for.
Warning. Security clearance not valid for access to Growth Lab. Vickerman Pharmaceuticals thanks you for your cooperation.
Hi there.
I am a possibility to move.
Yeah, that's
I
not-
give up.
Only one parrot quietly spat on the electric chair.
so weird.
Excuse me, Dr. Chigwa.
Make it quick, I'm busy.
I tried talking to your intern. It wasn't helpful.
Oh, never mind that. He's got aphasia.
Isn't that treatable?
Oh, yes. He just gave it to himself. It's what the kids are into these days.
Crippling neurological disorders?
Yes and no. Maladism, they call it. They give themselves old diseases. It only lasts about a week each time.
And you let him do that?
He's not public-facing, and as long as it doesn't get in the way of his work. I figure we all did things the old folks thought were stupid back when we were kids.
I can't get into the airlock.
The airlock and the growth lab are secure areas. We grow potentially hazardous organisms beyond those doors.
I'm trying to conduct an investigation here. Don't make me get a warrant from Central.
I'm sorry, Central would likely agree with us. We can't just give anyone access to the growth lab.
Not even a cell agent?
I'd need a pretty damn good reason.
I need to ask Meester about the tampered specimens. How do I cure his aphasia?
Well, you wouldn't really cure it. He doesn't actually have the disease. It's essentially wetware designed to occupy the Wernicke and Broca regions of the brain. This then produces the symptoms of the disease. That's what they're going for.
I can't wait a week for the wetware to break down.
Find a way to break it down early then. If we've got an emergency contamination, we use hydroxypyruvate isomerase. It's an enzyme that instructs the fabricators in wetware to disassemble themselves.
Have you found anything else?
As a map, there was a batch of Orchidaceae isotria in the growth lab, and
And?
I can't remember. I do remember that it had red flowers, variegated, that is, and very, very small fruit. Is that all?
For now.
Then if you'll...
Same one, isn't it? The growth lab, I reckon.
Warning. Vickerman Pharmaceuticals thanks you for your cooperation.
I don't know what the other plant actually even is. Like, what did she say it was again?
Excuse me, Dr. Chigwa.
Make it quick, I'm busy.
So,
You've got to use this. The sampler can take in some areas of the lab.
apparently I've got...
Darn right.
Have you found anything...
There was a batch of Orchidaceae isotria in the
Orchidaceae
growth lab,
isotria.
and...
And?
I do very...
That's in the growth lab, is what she said. The Orchidaceae.
Is that all?
For now.
Then if you...
Better not.
When will Plumber show them a photograph?
Alright, I won't touch them. The biohazard trefoil on these isn't encouraging. What is this stuff? Better trance up some data on it.
Not quite sure where I put the actual sampler stuff though. It's like, how do I combine it with the current information, you know?
I'm going to need to find where he's hidden the rest of the message before I get any sense out of it.
Oh, I had the cat sitting on me for a little while, now she's decided, no, I'm done now.
I can't figure out... I didn't realize that gengineering was done with so much tape and wrenches. I never thought gengineering would be so industrial. It's like a factory line.
Monsters angrily destroy the secret paper.
All right, I won't touch them. He looks unconventional. Kids these days. Oh God, I sound like Regis. Wetware's not going to connect with that.
Oh.
Warning, security clearance not.
Come on.
New security profile created. Access granted. Welcome, Dr. Lau.
Thanks.
Ah.
These don't look like any of the others in here. These don't look like... I'll be here for hours. I've taken a DNA sample from it. It's the DNA sampler Dr. Chigwa gave me. I need to take samples from plants I think Regis hid the rest of his message in.
Warning, copyright breach in progress.
Excuse me?
You are not authorized to remove Orchidaceae isotria samples from the growth lab. They are copyrighted property of Typho Lab.
Hey, my sample!
Oh, okay.
What did you do?
To prevent theft of intellectual property, gene sequences in your possession have been neutralized.
Damn it.
Have a nice day.
Gee, thanks.
That was the right part, at least, wasn't it?
This could be useful. Looks like a lot of cartridges for the injector.
Oh, okay, it's back out here.
Era of moral crisis, punishment of evil, you may suffer from moral law.
Really? How interesting.
Beached questions, you injector?
Say that again?
Overpass, did you stick me with an injector? Now I'll have to get my aphasia rechecked. Not cool, man.
What? There's an achievement called Dramatically Cleaned a Pile of Biscuits I got from that. What?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm CS Dr. Lau. I've been tasked with this investigation.
Martin Easter. I've been tasked with the factoring lab.
You work with Dr. Chigwa?
I work for Chigwa. I'm just the intern. Means I get stuck with all the lousy jobs she won't do.
I understand. I was an intern once.
So, what's CS? You a detective?
Case specialist. So, yes, I guess you could say that.
Cool.
I'd like to hear from you what happened.
So, we came in this afternoon for the late shift, right? I checked on the factoring line, and it turns out the specimens are nuked up.
In what sense?
They don't match the catalog anymore. Not that they're supposed to be. I figured Baxter nuked it up again, so I checked the feed.
That's when you found the body?
Yeah, but Chigwa won't let me get a look. Told me to get back to work while she called Sal. Hey, can I get a look at the body with you?
I'm afraid not. Official procedure and stuff.
Bummer.
You'd really want to look
Why
at
did
it.
you go and give yourself aphasia?
Not just that. There are loads of syndromes. It's maladies, man.
Aren't diseases like that dangerous, though?
It's not permanent, man. We ain't stupid. What where nodes in the body create the symptoms of things we want, which you went and broke. Gee, thanks.
Sorry about that. In any case, they're temporary then.
Exactly.
I still don't get it. What's the hook for maladism?
Man, you old folk never get things like MD.
Old?
Most of these syndromes are diseases that are completely curable. They just don't happen anymore. Society says no to them.
So it's countercultural? An act of rebellion?
Exactly. Diseases like that make the establishment uncomfortable. They don't want it to be a part of their society. But we show them they can't ever get rid of it completely.
You're rubbing their faces in it then.
And in another way, it's kinda retro. Illnesses like that are what shape society. The Black Death made Europe what it is.
Gotta appreciate the classics.
For a lot of us, it's also about who's hardest. Posers go for little things like botulism or influenza. But you know someone's got real nodes on them if they can stand a month with HIV.
So, what other diseases have you tried?
Loads of them. Parkinson's, syphilis, tuberculosis. Last month, it was Hansen's disease.
Wait, leprosy?
Yeah, if you're a Zift, Hansen's is the real name.
Sounds like quite a selection.
That's why I came to study in Newton. Eurofed's just starting to get into MD culture. Even talking about banning it. Newton's where it's at for it. You guys are a lot cooler about what you let people do.
On an individual basis, certainly. That's pretty much the founding philosophy here. Dr. Chigwa tells me that some of the specimens have been tampered.
Oh yeah, I found one of those. Man, couldn't they have just killed the guy without messing up my work?
I need to find it. Which specimen was it?
Oh, a Corsae Brasileira. When I found it, I just thought Baxter was nuking it up again.
What did you do with it?
I just sent it back to the specimen lab. Should be there in the sample store.
Okay.
I need to remove the Orchidaceae isotria sample from the growth room. Thing is, the airlock told me it was copyrighted, then blasted me with gas.
Yeah, that one belongs to Tiefel. They're way touchy about it. Only lab staff are able to remove it for factory.
Could you get the sample for me?
Hey, no way, man. I'm already on 2 strikes for taking stuff out of a lab.
So you could, but you won't.
Sorry, man.
We need to
Chico
get
already
him
thinks
in
I'm
there, I
stealing
guess?
stuff. There's a huge street market for things like spark fruit or cracked wetware.
How do young people go about getting sick these days?
It's a lot harder, but that shows it's a choice. We use wetware to create symptoms, like the aphasia. The wetware I had for that was programmed to lodge in the Broca and Wernicke regions of the brain.
So it's not really Broca's aphasia.
Same symptoms though.
You'd buy wetware nodes from shops?
Nah, find hobby GG programmers through the trans. They're always looking to sell. It's like a contest. They're always releasing syndromes, competing with each other. You looking to get into it?
Not really my scene, thanks. What do you think of Dr. Chigwa?
She's a hard ass, but she knows what she's doing. Kinda thinks she feels wasted working here.
What can you tell me about Dr. Baxter?
Not much. He only started here a couple of weeks ago. Chico dropped him in the specimen lab and kinda left him here.
She neglected him?
Nah, he just barely left. Could have been a workaholic, but I think he just couldn't focus on anything else.
Did he ever talk about his past with you?
Man, he didn't even talk to me, period, about anything.
What's your personal opinion of Dr. Baxter?
He didn't talk much. One nuked up guy. Chico told me he'd been released from jail. Looked like he had a governor in his head.
That's
Yep.
correct. It affected his behavior?
Dude, that's an understatement. That Malkin was like a zombie. One time, I dropped the whole sample tray in his lab. Anyone else would have yelled at me. He started to get mad, then looked just about ready to puke.
The governor inhibited violent thought. He'd been serving a murder sentence.
Oh, no way. Who'd he whack?
That's confidential.
Man, that's unfair. You're a tease.
Remind me, what was that specimen you found?
Jeez, what? It was a Cordyceps brasileira.
Wow.
All right, I'll...
Uh-huh.
So I think the sample we got from the tree was destroyed, right? Oh no, we still got that one. We just don't have the other one. Oh, I clicked off the game. So... I guess we'll go get the other sample. I don't think we needed the one we picked up. This one?
I've
That one.
taken a DNA sample from it. I don't know what's in them, but they look important. Oops. Excuse me.
Yeah?
Hey, the pipes in the growth lab are leaking.
Ah, yoke it. Again? Better go fix it before Chico starts yelling.
Because he said he can take stuff out because he's a lab person, right? So if we take the sample and then put the sample in his toolbox, he'd be able to take it out for us, right?
not lose it.
Okay, but what do I do with the DNA sampler now? That's the thing.
It's the DNA. I need to take samples from plants, I think.
Yeah, but how do I put them into a message?
I'm going to need to find...
Oh, hang on, there's a gene sequencer there. Is that what got you, anything? Hopefully got the right ones.
There's some more. It worked. Aha, got some.
We need the X.
Good luck.
I'm going to need to find where... It won't take a DNA sample from the growth matrix. Maybe it needs a bigger specimen?
But we need to grow it, right?
There, I've planted the growth matrix. Let's hope I got Mom's green fingers. You think it's grown? We can take some sample from it? I don't think I can plant them.
It doesn't show anything yet, does it? So... do you think I put it in the wrong chamber? I did it wrong? Hmm. 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 Like it's the only one that's got an X, right? And it looks like the message is actually spelling out Max Lau. So we need that fungus to grow so we can get a sample of it, right? Hang on, let's let the fan stop there. I think maybe it's grown now. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. Hee.
I've taken a DNA sample from it. I hope it doesn't grow in my pocket. Yes!
Lau, if you're listening to this,
Ew.
well, it means they've got me.
Oh no, Regis, no, no, no.
But Lau, ignore anything left in the recording up to this point.
Huh?
Sorry for being so unhelpful with the message, but I had to be sure you were the one who heard it first. Everyone will be saying that I came to the lab well, for Baxter, and they might be right. Except that he's been dead since before I got here.
Yes!
We need to touch bases on this case. Meet me where we were both first involved in a case. I'll try to explain when you get here. Good luck.
Oh, thank God. You've got some explaining to do, Regis.
What the hell did you think you were doing? We need her alive.
I saw an opportunity for striking back at Regis, a kind of poetic justice.
At Regis? You've never even met the man.
Yes, but
You haven't offloaded Baxter yet, have you? Look, there might just be a use for your newfound vendetta. The tap on his partner was successful. She found where Regis is hiding. He's an unfactored element. Now, he needs to be removed from the equation.
don't worry. I'll kill him myself if it comes to it.
There's only so much of the city's resources that can be diverted to this. Find him, finish him, then return for offloading. Remember, I'm your controller, not Baxter.
Don't be so sure.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I got out. I managed to find somewhere to lie low. But I know what Central's capable of. You can only hide from it for so long. Lau had better find that message before an aerostat comes this way. What the hell? What the hell is this? The bottle is some kind of thermal container, about half full of thick liquid. The words, "Drink me," are stenciled on the side. Down the hatch. I wonder what that did.
Can you hear me?
Hello? Who's there?
Barely, can you hear me?
Barely. I can't see you. Where are you?
In your head.
That bottle I drank. That's what did this?
Exactly. You ingested a wetware builder node colony. They were programmed to construct a transceiver in the small bones of your inner ear.
It's not permanent, is it?
No, it'll break itself down in a couple of weeks. You have bigger problems at the moment, though.
My location's been compromised?
I'm afraid so. There's a strike team surrounding the building as we speak.
Damn.
We need to get you out of there. The sewer access on the factory floor hasn't been secured. It's your best chance for an escape route.
If what you're saying's true, I'm about to be outnumbered and outgunned.
Don't worry, you're probably one of the few people I know who's smart enough to get out of something like this.
Do you know me?
You could say that. Come on, get moving.
One of the city's custodial drones. Someone must have hacked it and directed it up here. Lousy kids can't even do their own graffiti anymore without a bot's help. Must have been a decorator. I wonder if it even still works. Looks like this guy had a place to keep his vices at work.
So, locker 6, code 381. That might come in useful. Can you note that down for me, Scumbucket, in case I forget? Okay, thank you. Why does the terminal still actually works? It's evacuated and everything, you know?
Wait!
What is it?
Cobalt Actual, this is Cobalt 3. Dynamic entry complete. Second floor hallway secure. Going dark and starting patrol. Out.
Adaptive camouflage? How am I supposed to get past them when I can't even see them?
I'll see if I can breach their systems. For now, you're going to have to think your way past.
There's a canister of water-soluble fire suppressant loaded into the system. Huh, it fits.
Cobalt 3, camouflage compromised.
One down.
However many left to go. Don't count on taking them all on, though.
Low velocity, jacketed hollow point. They came prepared for a soft target.
I got a feeling there's gonna be someone in here though. Maybe.
Lockers. Whatever they did.
Uh, 381 was it? Yeah.
Apparently it's not just cleaning supplies they kept in here. This is some pricey liquor. I haven't got the gear to fix it. Looks like the beginnings of a fine hole in the floor. There's a little light coming through it, and I can hear voices.
Yeah, sure, chug the liquor down, yeah.
I wonder if anything's made an... A metal polish from the cleaning supplies. It's been here for over a decade, but it doesn't seem to have dried out. It's empty.
Else?
Ah! It's rusted. I can't get it. That won't fit. Whatever's in there, there's apparently 4 gross of them, whatever that means. The wood's old, but I still can't get it open by hand. That's one way of getting it open. It's empty except for all the packing material. I've stuffed the drain.
I don't know.
You still there?
Can't get rid of me.
Perhaps it was my mistake first for drinking that bottle. How do I know I can trust you?
It's either me or the guys with the kill-on-sight order. Besides, what sort of person would I be if I didn't help out an old pal?
Do I know you?
You should. We've spent years working together.
Is this Lau?
Come on, you've got to get moving.
How did they manage to find me?
Sorry, I can't help you with that. All I know is, they're after you.
Did you get my message?
Message? Nah. I just know the kind of places you like to hide in. Your garden wouldn't do for this one, would it?
Hey.
Match that against which of your favorite spots are being rented by crisis teams, and boom. Instant Regis.
So, you haven't heard my side of the Baxter story.
Save it for later. First, we've got to get you out of there.
Okay.
Why are the power systems in this place still online?
It's only been 11 years since the Aurora. If nobody's switched it on since then, the city's probably just never noticed they were still connected.
I guess the factory's standby would be a drop in the ocean in terms of the city's power.
It's not like they're short on it. Newton's a net exporter in the region.
I guess you can do that when you're the only one in the neighborhood with orbiting solar arrays.
If the factory's still working, you might be able to use that strategically.
These armed men.
It must be difficult having to escape your own colleagues from Cell.
That's the thing. They're not Cell Crisis Team agents. They're equipped and armed like them, but they're not the real deal.
How can you be sure?
Central has other means of handling the possibility of rogue agents. Its actions are precise, surgical, even if not what we'd normally think of as moral. This whole thing is like a blunt instrument, a sledgehammer for a wasp.
Okay, so you don't think it's Central, but why aren't these men Cell?
If they were, this operation would have been a whole lot better planned. There'd be an ISO map, the building, they'd know exactly where I was to begin with. These guys can handle a weapon, but they're just geared up like a crisis team.
It's an interesting theory. I'll check some leads on that.
Plus, if they were Cell, I'd have a much harder time doing what I need to escape. I'm still a little worried about what I drank.
It won't do you any harm. It's just a constructor node.
Yeah, but thousands of molecule-sized machines building a radio in my head. That'd bother any sane man.
If you'd gone and gotten yourself wired years ago, we wouldn't have to do this. Plus,
Sure.
this is more secure. We're operating on a bespoke fractal encoding.
How exactly am I supposed to get out of here?
There's an exit to the sewers on the factory floor level.
What makes you think they haven't blocked that off too?
This raid was a rush job. I don't think they've known where you are for very long. They're gambling that they can eliminate you before you have time to think.
I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not exactly prepared either.
Yeah, but you've got my help. That puts you kilometers ahead.
What do you know about this facility?
Old TVNA factory. Used to make sense there. Cleared out when the Aurora hit. Most of that part of town stayed abandoned even to this day. It's the kind of place lowlifes and thralls hide in.
Anything useful?
A lot of the stuff in it's probably been scavenged already, but you might find something useful. Plus, it's an old building. Be careful, a lot of it is unstable.
Maybe I can use that to my advantage.
You'd better get moving or a patrol might catch you.
Right. A big old jolt? A big old jolt's not gonna make it. I haven't got the gear.
I'm missing something. Hang on, let's go back to the office again. Oh, okay.
Looks like I can control the factory's power from my traveler now.
Okay.
He's keeping watch over the factory floor. Huh. This takes me back. What a waste of good whiskey.
Oh, is that just powering up again? Oh, okay. But I was meant to be from the cells out on the sea. Thank you very much for that follow. Okay.
That's not going to...
I'm doing very well. This game is Technobabylon. It's like a really good point and click game. It's I think it's produced by iWadgets or Wadget iGames. Like, they do a lot of support with other point and click games, which is really cool. Let's see, this way? There's another guy, but I'm guessing maybe we have to walk behind these. Perhaps. I could have saved my game just in case. A little bit, yeah. Yeah, it can be, yeah. I think I'm gonna wait for the one with double of them. Come on, there's got to be another double one, right? go out and come back in again, so it does it. So it resets it, maybe. Is he seeing me? Fuck.
There ain't much cover between me and him.
Oh. Wait, is that what we've got to do? And then go back? Okay. Oh, I clicked the game again. Oh. Whew.
Okay, you're on the factory floor. There's an emergency access route to the sewers in the corner of the north wall.
Sure, except it's locked.
What? This can't be right.
Yep, big padlock and everything. Any other ideas?
I'm afraid not. The crisis team's got the factory surrounded. That's your only route out.
Guess I need to find a way to get the lock off. This is where synthetics are born. Whatever this is, building a synth apparently takes a lot of them. That's brightened it up.
Who's on that? Okay, yeah. No? This is them. The hole's there, right? I think that's what it is, right? Unless I'm fucking missing something.
Even if it wasn't a heavy-duty lock, the mechanisms have rusted shut.
Oh, 1 second, guys. My cat is making fuss. Okay, sorry the cat wanted out. I'm missing something? Oh, maybe I need to make it like super powerful and unsafe. There we go. That might work, right? Hehehe. Try that. I bet we've got to use a laser to get that lock off, right? Aha! There we go.
I'd better not be walking into an ambush.
I haven't let you down yet, have I?
Regis!
It's good to see you in the flesh as well, Lau.
What do you mean, in the flesh?
You weren't the one sending messages through a transceiver in my head?
No, she wasn't.
No, I wasn't.
You thought I was her?
Well, it seemed like that.
Seemed like what? Who were you talking to?
Never mind. You found my message in the DNA.
Eventually. You could have been a little less abstruse.
I had to make sure you'd be the one to find it. Plus, if someone else did manage to get into it...
They'd probably think you meant to meet up where our first case was, rather than where you caught me the first time.
Looks like they found me anyway.
There's why. Looks like she downloaded an interceptor. Even I can see the signal coming off it.
Max, the voices say you've been bugged.
What? Wait a second. Ah, nuke an interceptor.
Can you disable it?
Easily, now that I know it's there. Okay, it's isolated.
I can confirm that. They won't be tracking her any further.
I have no idea when it started writing me. Must have been while I was investigating the murder at the plant lab.
It wasn't me, Max.
I know, Regis. I didn't think it was, but...
But?
You're the only person I can think of who would have wanted him dead. And frankly, I don't think anyone would have blamed you after what he did. But after what you tried to do with the bomber last night...
What about it?
You tried to save his life, even though he'd come here intending to murder as many as he could.
It was the right thing to do.
I've worked with you long enough to know how you work, Regis. What Baxter did didn't drive you to revenge. It's motivated you to try and make the world a better place.
Thank you for your opinion, Max. You're probably thinking more clearly than I am right now. What do you think we ought to do next?
I guess turn yourself in isn't an option.
No.
Well, we need to see if we can find out who really did kill Baxter.
And why they've sent a strike team to hunt me down.
If I might interrupt your happy reunion, I believe I may be able to help.
You can? How?
The voices again?
My organization is aware of links between this attack and Dr. Baxter's murder.
What? How?
I believe we must discuss this somewhere more secure. 1181 Shenley Boulevard, Southeast Network, 16th floor. Come around the back.
Wait, how do we know we aren't just walking into an ambush? Can we trust you?
Well, Charlie, I have just saved your life. Plus, we have information to put you on the right track.
All right. We'll come.
Leave Dr. Lau. Come alone.
No.
Pardon?
Lau comes too. She's the only one I know I can trust right now.
Aw.
Very well. See you soon, Charlie.
Wow, looks like Vargas pulled together quite a team. Hello, Charlie.
That's one hell of a hug, right?
What was that for?
I'm not sure. I was just worried you weren't gonna come.
Don't be silly. Of course I was gonna be here.
I know. I was just afraid.
Aww.
Hey, there's no need to be afraid of anything here. Unlike your last job, there's no firing squad for motivation. I'm sorry, I didn't mean...
It's hard to believe all that's behind me. Not only do I have you to thank for getting me out of there, but getting me into this role as well.
All I did was mention you to Dr. Vargas. He knew what he needed and you fit the bill. Obviously, he knows talent when he sees it.
Hopefully he likes my work. He can't exactly go to the Texan warlords for a reference.
Well, that's a good sign. Now you're the one making jokes about it. Hi there. I'm Dr. Pereira.
Yes.
I, thought I might get to know who I'm going to be working with.
Oh, right. Certainly. Adam Baxter.
You enjoying the, MRI scanner?
Ah, yes. Forgive me. It's just been some time since my last lab work. After the accident, no institution would take me. I feel as though I may wake up and have this dream of an assignment taken from me.
Don't worry. Dr. Vargas is an excellent judge of talent. I can guarantee that this isn't merely out of pity.
This is something of a last chance for me. We must succeed.
You must be the famous Dr. Pereira I've been hearing so much about.
Famous?
The way Dr. Vargas has been going on, you must have been his star pupil.
You're right. I'm Victor Pereira. Vicky. Dr. Vargas mentioned me?
Wouldn't shut up about you. Like you were Watson, Crick, and Einstein rolled into one.
Or more like Oppenheimer, perhaps.
Hey, what we did before isn't the key point. It's what we can do with the skills we've brought with us.
All right then, what's your field?
Organic computing, mostly. I studied under Dr. Vargas.
Ah, we've probably got some overlap then.
You look familiar, Dr.
Nina Jong, pleased to meet you. AI and synthetic awareness studies.
I remember. Dr. Vargas was a big fan of your work.
He's assembling his dream team. That's what you get with an absurdly huge grant. Not that I'm complaining.
And you are?
Dr. Zvidzai Chigwa. My friends call me Gwen. I was brought in from Bulawayo.
What was your field?
Embryonic baseline engineering.
She's a real artist, building new animals from scratch.
Angiosperms, mostly. Still not sure why I'm here. You got any idea what's going on?
Come on, you're the only one of us who's met Vargas in person. Do you have any idea what's going on?
I couldn't help you, I'm afraid.
Aw, you're killing us.
You expect us to believe he didn't tell his star pupil.
Well, I might know. But I know how theatrical he can be. It'd mean a lot to him to be the one to reveal it.
Whatever it is, this is some impressive hardware they've got. That and the secrecy says government work to me.
I'll leave you to it.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. As you look around, you will see some of the finest scientific minds of this generation. These minds have at their disposal the most cutting-edge tools available to humankind. Newton has decided, like an increasing number of cities, to invest in AI management. But they want no mere computer to run traffic patterns and coordinate electricity grids. They have asked me for something infinitely more advanced. They have asked me for the future. I have selected you for this venture. because I believe that together we can make this future. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Central Project.
Okay.
This is the place Jinsel said to meet up at. Ugh, what a dump. The city just gets worse and worse every time I leave the trance. Ads for everything from sleazy bars to sex to cosmetics. Nothing I'd want, though. I feel like the whole neighborhood was designed to alienate me. An underground trance den. People come here if they can't get online at home. Kinda thought it'd look slicker. Guess they're playing up the whole underground thing. Or
probably.
maybe it's just as grimy as everywhere else in this part of town.
Hey, no entry.
Excuse me, I'm trying to get into the trance den.
And I'm stopping you.
What? Why?
Maybe I don't like the look of you. Maybe we're full. Either way, shove off.
Come on, there must be something I can do to get in. What do I need to do?
Huh, we get that a lot. Some thrall drags themselves up here, says they'll do anything. Shows how desperate you people are.
Can I pay to get in?
I don't know. Can you pay to get in? Exactly. You wouldn't be dressed up in Skanto blue overalls if you could. You ain't even got shoes.
Maybe I could do something for you?
I like 'em skinny, but you look like you'd break a bone if someone looked at you too hard.
Mm.
You wouldn't believe how many greasy thralls try to get in that way, though.
What? No! Ew! No! I meant hacking!
City utilities did cut the water again.
What happened to the water?
Bills weren't being paid. I needed all my quanta to pay off the bookies after Pakistan lost last month's game.
Gambling debts?
Hey, like you're in a position to judge anyone. Thrall. Anyway, Central Utilities shut down the water. Now we can't grow any more wetware.
What do you want me to do about the water supply? I'm a hacker, not a plumber.
The flow's controlled by a terminal in the sewer. I want you to breach it and get my water back.
Okay.
This place looks like a dump.
You're one to talk, girl. Bet yours is worse.
So what happens here?
It's a trance den. People come here to hook up.
I always do it at home. Did do it at home.
People can't always do it there, though. Maybe their partner don't want them doing it no more. Maybe there's some thrall who promised their probation officer they'd stay clean.
So you're selling privacy?
Bingo. It don't need to be pretty. Once you're in the machine, you don't care about how it looks.
What's with your arm? It's all metal.
Lost it in the war. One of the wars. On biochem duty. Turned out that because of the shots they gave me, they couldn't just grow me a new one. Same reason I can't get wired either. Allergic to the stuff.
But you run a trance den.
Ain't that just the definition of irony? The arm's great, but the eyes they gave me ain't worth shit.
There's supposed to be a public terminal on the corner over there. I guess because of all the wires running from where it used to be into the cellar.
You reckon I know something about it? You think maybe I stole the terminal, and I'm now using it to run a pirated trance environment for profit?
Maybe?
Huh, you're pretty sharp.
So, you're not wired? You can't connect?
Nope. Been allergic to neural wiring since the war.
This seems like a strange thing to be doing then, running a trance den. You can't even experience the world you've built for these people.
Means I can't get addicted to it either. Best kind of insurance.
That is kind of true though, right?
What was it you wanted me to do again?
All that trancing fry your memory? Find the city utilities terminal in the sewer and get my water running again.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Go on, get moving.
What's with the antenna? The one under the neon lights?
Not everyone here is a local. Some people ain't lucky enough to live in a city like Newton.
International connections?
Exactly. People in Newton can join this hub through the net. Some states, they monitor the usual net connections, so they bounce the connection in via satellite.
What are other countries monitoring for?
Greater Han likes to control the news and history. Concord is looking for anti-corporate opinion. Eurofed has strict definitions about what counts as acceptable entertainment.
That's barbaric.
Defeats the point of the net, doesn't it? But thanks to Pirate Net, they can never stop the signal.
Yeah, ha, ha.
Quit hanging around.
Alright.
How do I get in the sewers then? Someone else this way I haven't seen? Oh, something to do with this car.
Warning, warning. You are too close to the vehicle. Please step away from the vehicle. This message has been a product of Sentinel security systems.
Well, how do we get to the sewers?
Hey, no end.
Why don't you hack the water yourself? You haven't got my skills?
You think a lot of yourself, don't you? I ain't wired. Can't breach systems like that on the go.
Ah, that makes sense.
Also means I got deniability if they just catch some thrall messing around with it. No, officer. I didn't have nothing to do with it. Quit hanging around.
Alright.
Maybe the wet wear on the car, right? Get it to go vroom. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Get it to go. Ain't such a fancy car now, is it?
A steel grate, as rusted as everything else down here. Looks like it covers the access to another shaft. I'm not strong enough to open it with... The wetware won't form a connection with it. It's old and rusty, but still locked.
Maybe there's something on the car we can use now? In the car?
A car repair tool? Probably what they claim it's for, at least.
Good old useful crowbars, eh?
Too easy.
That's the only one with power on, so I'd assume... Maybe?
Hey, no entry.
Come on, it's important.
That didn't... It sure ain't. Quit hanging.
Alright. An underground trance den. People come here if they can't get online at home. Kinda thought it'd look slicker. Guess they're playing up the whole underground thing. Or maybe it's...
What number is the trance den? That's what I want.
What's this aerial for?
Visitors from out of town.
Users connecting from other
Newton's a bit funny about who gets the...
So you figured you'd give them a hand by connecting them from abroad.
Exactly. Foreigners pay better.
We just turn them all on.
Hey, no entry. Quit hanging around.
All right.
Hey, no
What was it you wanted?
all that trancing. Find the city utilities terminal in the sewer and
Oh, yeah.
go on. Quit hanging.
All right.
Oh, I thought we turned them on, right? Or does it mean that if it's on, it's off?
Can I go in?
You got the water going again, so yeah, we got all we need for more wetware. Quit hanging around.
All right, I'm going.
Instead of Super Mario Bros, it's Super Lafia Bros. I got an achievement for. That's hilarious.
Looks like he's made himself comfortable. She looks so starved and ragged. It's people like her that give trancers a bad rep. One of the trancers is spread out on the foam mat on the floor, underneath all the rusty water pipes. I can't reach any. The wetware won't form a connection with it.
Back out then. We need to connect to someone, I guess.
Nah, mine's fresher. Besides, everyone else will have been sticking their fingers in that stuff. Hey! Nope, nothing. It's really, really uncool to steal from someone who's in the trance. But I'm in something serious. Huh. She doesn't even have anything on her. Hey! Nope, he's under.
Jeez.
Can't reach any of its control surfaces. There's a centimeter thick layer of other people's wetware covering its surface.
Eek.
I can't read its.
I guess we can't connect to the terminal because there's too much stuff on it, right?
He's enhancing his experience with a side of intravenous drugs. The IV bag says it's epinephrine. I can't just yank it out. I have no idea what that'll do to him. Doesn't work like that. It's for putting stuff in, not sucking it out.
It has to be something that we can use to clean the terminal with, right?
It's built into the wall. I can't just pull that out.
Ah. I'm confused on what. So we could have got in without actually. Okay. I just got an achievement for that as well, apparently. Oh dear. Is there anything on the safe we can use?
This is a lot of quanta for someone to lose in the sofa. There's nothing else in there. Plus, I think I might catch something if I keep touching it. I can't reach any of its control surfaces. There's a centimeter-thick layer of other people's wetware covering its surface. The wetware won't form a connection with it. Oh, ew!
Wow, that's just disgusting, right?
Hey. Nope, he's under.
And now we're covered by water.
I'm not getting anywhere near that thing. No way. A battered sofa. I can't reach any of its control.
Oh, okay. Use the crowbar on it all this time. That poor guy though is getting soaked by that pipe.
Hi there. Hi there. Hi there. Hi there.
What?
What's up?
If you must know, I'm partaking in the digital experience. Apparently, more vivaciously than you.
How do you figure? You're just standing, floating there.
Hey, shut up!
You're ahead.
Very astute. And you're behind.
No, I mean, you're just a floating head. Why are you just a floating head?
Because unlike some people, I'm choosing to take the trance to its full potential. We can look like whatever we want. But some people just look like people. Ooh, human body, 2 legs, 2 arms. How original.
I like having legs.
Yeah, it's so limited though. Realists like you have no imagination.
Hey, who are you calling a realist? What's the line for?
if you must know, I'm waiting for a slot to open up in the games. I'm first, though. You hear me?
Sure.
There are social conventions that must be followed.
Are the games any good?
Would I be waiting here if they weren't?
Remind me, what?
What? Something wrong with your Gibson? It's the games. Front of the line. Front of the line.
You're front of the line.
And don't you forget it. That next slot is mine.
Is this one of your usual trans spots?
Yeah, it's acceptable most of the time. Mostly because I'm not being bothered by inane questions from plebes.
It looked a little dirty outside to me.
Yeah, I know, it's disgusting.
That a problem?
Now, I got my usual spot to crash under the pipes. It's the cleanest place in the den. Lousy.
What's with the dancers?
I know, they're awful people. They come up here from the bar, spilling vodka all over the sim. Dirty, dirty people.
Can I get cuts?
What? Are you crazy? No, you cannot go ahead of me. I was here first. That is not how lines work.
Hey.
What do you want?
Much as I hate to bring up meat space stuff.
Spit it out.
Actually, that's what you might need to do. The sewage pipe over your head's burst.
What? How'd something like that happen?
I've, no idea.
Nuke it. Nuke it. I will not be giving this server any positive feedback on my blog.
Hey there.
Hey, you got here just in time.
For what?
The end of the world, baby.
Oh.
Here we go. What a rush, huh?
What just happened? What is this sim?
Get nuked, man.
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry. That's the name of the sim.
Get nuked? That's a bit
on the nose, but it does what it says on the wrapper. That's what people come here to do. Get nuked.
I think I've had enough explosions for 1 week. So, what's it about?
The whole history of atomic warfare, baby. If you can think of a time where they've dropped the bomb, this sim gives you the chance to experience it.
Wow, I've seen people make some pretty weird stuff
Wow,
in
that's
the
pretty
trans.
weird, yeah.
I guess I'm not in a position to judge.
Darn straight. Besides, it's not just historical interest, it's for fun. With online map data, you can set it to nuke anywhere in the world.
So, what's the aim? Can someone win?
It's not a game, it's a simulation. Though sometimes we try to choose scenarios and see who can get the higher body count.
Huh.
I'm winning at the moment. Sarbamba, New Delhi, 2027.
I thought you just said it wasn't a game.
Not all the time.
Yeah, okay.
So, where are we? The beach?
Siege of Singapore, 12 years ago. Smack bang in the middle of the Timuhani War.
Huh?
The most deadly atomic conflict in history, babe. China, Pakistan, and India. You're not from around there, are you?
Why do you say that?
Well, you kind of look.
I could be a bald man in my 50s for all you know.
Just thought I'd check. Cut my head off. You might have lost family in it.
I have no idea where I'm from. Refugee raised in Newton.
Oh yeah, we nuked them last week as well.
What are your favorites?
My top 5: Castle Bravo, Hiroshima, Singapore, New Delhi, and Vegas. Some Zift came in earlier, wanted Nagasaki. Would you believe? I'm all like, they already did Japan 3 days earlier. Get some originality, man.
Can we have a go at flattening Newton? I'm in the mood to take it out on the city.
Sorry, babe. The server's only running the shareware version. I'm afraid Singapore's all we get.
Why are you here?
That's
then?
crap.
You sound like an enthusiast.
Yeah, but Leon, the guy who runs this place, he lets me admin it. I'm in charge of all things atomic in this server.
I'm Mandela.
Fearless Phil. Him over there is Vomitor. I help Leon out by running his nuke server for him.
Are you in the cellar? The den?
Oof, meat space questions. We've only just met. I'm running an open line from home. My mom doesn't like it when I go to... I mean, I've got my own specialized setup at my place.
He's living in the basement, right?
That's quite an outfit you've got.
You like it? Classic post-nuke apocalypse chic.
You know, there are places in the world that have really suffered nuclear attacks. I don't think anyone dresses like that there.
My style comes from the oldies. It's post-retro. Like, from before there were any of the big atomic conflicts.
So, movies and games rather than actual nuclear catastrophes?
Exactly. The real survivors are so downbeat, aren't they? They take all the fun out of atomic warfare.
Wow.
This is horrifying. Hundreds of thousands of people died in Singapore when this happened. I don't like to judge, but this is just so disrespectful to them.
Nah, it's all cool. Every copy of this they sell, they donate 25% to war survivors.
But you're using the shareware version.
What's your point?
Means you're not actually... Yeah.
That was a blast.
Sure was. You want to go again?
Let's do it.
Here we go! What a rush, huh?
Hi there. I wonder if he's ignoring me, or whether he just doesn't know I'm here. Trance does funny things to people's perception sometimes. I can't pull it off by hand. I'm going to need a way through if I want to find out what's underneath. That's odd. This rock has a steel panel bolted onto its side.
Nice game, loser. Hey, how about best 16 out of 30? Ha ha.
Jerk.
Hi there.
Yo.
Something tells me you're not very cheerful.
Huh, that obvious?
It's just that, well, it's a game. Isn't it enjoyable?
Less so when that asshole's on a winning streak, that's for sure.
What's the score?
At the moment, 15 games to 0.
Nuke me.
It's true. That guy has split-second reflexes. But the way he acts, I've got to see him beaten.
Is that guy cheating?
Well, he hasn't hacked the server. Maybe he just spends most of his spare time practicing.
Got any more helpful tips?
What, aside from you can't win against this guy? Make sure you don't start your swing too late. Start your swing before the ball's reached your platform.
So if I'm having trouble hitting it...
Try swinging earlier.
I'll give it a shot. Who's the guy in the court?
The Zift out there is Domino. He's the reigning champ.
You don't like him?
Wouldn't be so bad if it was just him winning. Problem is, he's such an ass about it. Even when he's not talking, he just radiates it.
What's going on in this sim?
It's called Gravball. I guess you could say it's a competitive reflex test. Each player has to hit the ball back at their opponent until one misses.
Oh yeah, I remember. This game's 100 years old.
Except it's first person. The ball has no gravity and keeps getting faster. You game much?
Not really. I'm more of a creative solitary sort.
Nobody on the friends list?
Hey, No, not many. Thanks.
No problem.
I don't think he... Hi there.
What's up?
What are you guys playing down here?
It's a test of reflexes and coordination.
It looks kind of like tennis.
As if. Tennis is to this, as chess is to the real-time battlefield command sim.
But you still have to hit a ball back and forth.
If you want to be all reductionist, in that case, the trance is merely computing in your brain.
So, you're Domino?
The one and only. No doubt you've seen my live feed. I guess you've come to get a glimpse of your sporting idol in action.
Not really. Just that your username's visible.
Huh. Better introduce myself. I'm Domino. I'm the den's reigning king of sport.
Jackass.
I still don't get the appeal of it. It's like hundreds of years old.
It becomes more refined every technological generation. A true test of one's mental and reflexive balance.
Still, not my thing. I like to make things, to explore.
You're free to do that, I guess. Just one less thrall I need to beat on repeat.
Let's go.
Bring it on.
Nope.
Damn. Damn.
What?
Damn.
Oh yeah! Another win for Team Awesome!
Let's go.
Bring it on.
Damn. Damn. Damn.
Oh yeah! Another win for Team Awesome!
I beat him.
I've got better.
Just one less thrall I need to beat.
Always something I can do to beat him, right?
Hi there.
Evening.
Something bothering you?
Not obvious, huh?
I can see it right through the trance. What's up?
Well, I gotta come out to these dens to trance, right? Except the last couple of times, it's not gone so well.
Wiring problems?
Worse, someone keeps going through my pockets while I'm under. I disconnect and find someone's gone with all my quanta.
Jeez, sorry to hear. Poverty's my answer to that problem.
This time I'm hiding it. They won't find any money on me.
This your usual haunt?
First time here, actually. There's a place on Nyasa that I used to go to.
This is my first time here, too. I stopped going to dens after I matriculated.
I can understand. Some people just prefer the freedom of the open web. But you get a different kind of atmosphere in these smaller local servers.
You like the server this den's got running?
It's alright. There's only so much you can do with a repurposed terminal, though.
No doubt legitimately acquired.
No doubt. Still, they've got a bar, a dance floor, and a bunch of games running. And I love the way you can just stare off the edge into forever.
Why'd you choose this place, if you don't mind me asking?
My folks have been trying to get me to cut down.
Fortunately, something I've not had to deal with. No folks.
So I can't trance at home. I have to use dens. The further from home the dens are, the better. Why'd you come here?
I'm on the run from a cell agent who's trying to kill me. My underground contact told me to meet here.
You're funny.
What's with those guys hogging the dance floor?
From what I can tell, they're celebrating. They've got a cycle of drinking down here and partying up there.
Any idea what's got them in such a good mood?
I don't know. Some sport thing? Big win, apparently. I haven't really paid attention to that stuff since I started trancing.
I know the feeling. Hey, I don't know how to tell you this.
What is it?
Well, I was just offline a second ago, you know, finding some food. Anyway, I saw this guy going through your stuff on the sofa.
Oh, Nuke, you found it? Damn. What'd he look like?
A big guy, lots of muscle.
Wait, did he have an animated snake tattoo on his arm? White hair?
He might have.
Nuke, I know who it was. I'm gonna kill that asshole when I get home. X is right.
He sounds like a terrible individual.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah.
It's just she's gone.
Howdy there, miss. What can I get you?
have an auto meal kind of like you. She got her recipes off a memory card. What about you?
I got all the usuals built in already, plus a few extras, this being the trance and all.
How do you mean?
People can be a little more adventurous about what they choose in here.
I guess the law, or even physics, doesn't really matter here.
As long as I got the formula, I can fix it up for you.
I used to have an auto meal kind of like you. She got her recipes off a memory card. What about you?
I got all the usuals built in already, plus a few extras, this being the trance and all.
How do you mean?
People can be a little more adventurous about what they choose in here.
I guess the law, or even physics, doesn't really matter here.
As long as I got the formula, I can fix it up for you.
Ciao.
That's two of them gone. We've got to get rid of this guy.
Excuse me?
Jesus Christ is coming! Repent!
What's with the shouting?
I must call to the unsaved that they may hear. They need to know.
Yeah, that's what I think. Got beams him now, but he's
It
too
sounds to
too
me
good.
like you're harassing them. Go on, what's the message? I'm listening.
The kingdom of heaven is nearly upon us. We must prepare and seek his salvation. Turn aside from this false paradise of yours.
The trance? You don't like the trance.
It is a false promise of paradise. They will lead you into the belief that it can be achieved without faith in him.
So, you don't like the competition the trance gives religion?
There are claims of those
Pretty much, yeah.
that it is a new promised land. But it is not but a wretched hive of sin and debauchery.
I don't like the word thrall, but I guess you could say I spend a lot of time in the trance.
Then it is my mission to save you. I must place you on the path to his salvation. I must show you the way.
Okay, let's say for the sake of argument, I agreed with you. How does someone get on that path?
Hear me, my child. There are 3 stages. His kingdom, then the material, mortal world. Lastly, the mire of the virtual, wherein you are trapped.
So, how do I get out of the virtual?
We must start you outwards, and first give you an anchor in the material. While the virtual may seem to contain all the pleasures of the flesh, we must show you what the material can offer to begin the way up.
Which is?
The book says to use what he has given us, and I have been blessed with powerful barbiturates.
You want to use drugs to get me off the trance?
The pleasures of the material can rival that of the virtual. Thence, we can lead you to those of the divine.
So,
What
you want to
church
hook
did you
people
say you
on
belong
drugs
to?
and then
Think of it in terms of replacement therapy. A tried and true method for recovery from addictions. We must win you away from the sin of the trance.
okay.
I'm pretty sure my humanities teacher said that religious people have something against drugs and alcohol.
These are but substances that occur within his creation. He has created the means that I may bring the flock to him.
God created people, right? And people made the trance. So didn't God also make the trance by extension?
That is so, and its existence is such as the world is. But it is its sinful use, its perversion by mankind that leads the young away from him.
Is this a good spot for you?
I pray for the young, springing forth from within the den. With the message, I seek to show them his way.
And a lot of barbiturates?
I use what means I must, and what he reveals to me.
The cyborg by the den doesn't look happy.
He fears I will steal his custom, and rightly so. I will turn his customers, his victims, to righteousness.
And to substance abuse.
It is but one step away from sin, and another on towards righteousness.
Still, you better watch out for him. Have you been doing this long?
Many years ago, I was a sinner. I led a life of crime, of debauchery and hedonism. Eventually, I was caught by Cell and imprisoned for drug peddling.
Isn't that what you're doing now?
Pretty much, yeah.
I found God, and he pointed
He's using
me
God
in
as an
this
excuse
direction.
to go and give
While
people drugs.
selling unlicensed drugs was a crime. Their use in religious devotion is not.
But you're charging me money before you'll give me anything?
Oh no! I cannot sell you the drugs. That would be illegal, a grave sin. Instead, I ask only for donations for my ministry. Then I can help you onto the path with the aid of his bounty.
Sorry, I'm not really religious.
So few within this sinful city are. They couch themselves within the mire of the sin that is the so-called trance.
I guess people just don't have the time for it. They find ideas that make more sense to them in other places.
None should be more fitting than his word.
In my case, I like to make my own world. That's why the trance appeals to me.
It is blasphemous to seek to liken oneself to godhood. Babel fell for such a reason.
I've been thinking about what you've been saying. I definitely want to repent.
Hallelujah, my child. This is a glorious day.
Yes, rejoice.
Are you prepared to begin your spiritual journey?
Yes, praise be, etc.
Very well. But first, a donation is required.
Wait, what?
The means to salvation bear a cost, my child. Narcotics are expensive to come by.
Seriously, though, I need those drugs. I want to repent.
I do not doubt your faith, my child. But we cannot proceed before a donation is made.
Oh, come on!
Otherwise, we might have every urchin taking advantage of his love.
Bye.
Repent before it is too late.
Hey, I'd like to make a donation.
That is most kind, my child. Allow me to put you on the first step away from worldly pain and despair. Remember where to find salvation, should you happen to need more. Repent, and you shall be saved.
What if we use this against Domino? Do you think that might give us the winning edge? A little bit? Perhaps?
You got the whole dose. This should be interesting.
Shall we? Oh, the wrong one. Meant to go to the other game.
Hi there.
Yo.
Got any more?
What, aside? Make sure you don't start your swing. Start your swing before the ball's reached your platform.
So if I'm
Try swinging.
I'll give it a shot. Thanks.
No problem.
Hi there.
What's up?
Let's go.
Bring it on.
Woohoo!
Whoop.
Damn. Woohoo! Damn. Woohoo!
You gotta, yeah, well, I better just, I don't feel so good.
Nothing I couldn't handle.
I don't know what you did, but that was worth sticking around to see. Maybe we'll spar sometime.
Nice. Get rid of him. We just need to get rid of the guy and the people in the nuke place and these people, right? Something to get that panel off with in the virtual world.
What can you make of?
Well, they got the formulas in here. You sure got some interesting tasting drinks, Missy. Howdy there, miss. What can I get you?
I'm feeling adventurous. Sulfuric acid, please.
Coming right up. Don't spill that now.
Ciao.
We use that on the metal panel, right? Or like burn it away.
The acid's eaten right through the panel cover. Hi there.
Hey, baby. Want to join me for the end of the world? Then a couple more times?
That was a blast.
Sure was. You want to go again?
Let's do it.
Here we go!
Oh.
Ouch.
Wow, that must have really hurt, right? And we need to get rid of the other people, which I'm guessing from different countries, so...
Turn your head to his line.
This way? Yeah.
What the hell? You just cost me my overseas business. You're barred, Thrall.
But I've got to get in there.
Go nuke yourself.
Well, we know another way in there anyway. Guess we already figured that out earlier, right? How are these people still here? Nice.
Guess that proves where they were from.
Yes, everyone gone.
How is your progress?
It's just you and me. Server's empty. We're alone.
Excellent. I feel much safer.
You going to tell me what's going on now?
I shall. But first, tell me, why do you enjoy the trance?
There's so much that can be done with it. A world we've built for ourselves, where the old laws, even physics, aren't necessary. We've had the net for a century, and we've still barely scratched the surface. I want to shape my future and be a part of something bigger. That's what the trance is for.
I suppose you could say you were born for this?
It feels like it, sometimes.
Mandala, we've been taking scans of your connection. We have never seen a sync ratio as high as yours. The trance is literally where you belong. We need your assistance.
You need my help? What can I do?
More than you realize, inshallah. The reason you were targeted is linked to your unusual natural affinity for the trance.
They want to kill me because my connection's too fast?
Not directly. It goes deeper than that, to the very structure of your brain. Do you recall what Guy was doing in that cell you shared with him?
Yeah, he was your relay, wasn't he? You were connecting to Cell's systems through him?
Precisely. He was a vital part of the operation. But thanks to the psychophage, he is indisposed to us.
Let me guess. You want me to be a relay for you?
With a sync ratio like yours, the bandwidth would be incredible.
Your hackers would be running petabytes through my wiring. But you'd need me to get close, right? To the systems of the people trying to kill me? Okay, I'll do it. I need to find out who's after me, and I haven't got any other options.
Wonderful, Mandala.
Trahelia is behind you all of the way.
Until they're dealt with, I can't get back to my life on the net.
Though you are strong in the trance, it makes you vulnerable in the outside world.
If they're targeting me because of my affinity for the trance, well, it's poetic justice if I turn it against them to help you. What do I have to do?
Shukran, Mandala. Justice shall be done. They operate from an old aerostat terminal, Xanadu Airfreight. Head there. We will remain in contact with you.
Great, more walking.
And now, we must crash the server. Good luck, Mandala.
Way.
Dr. Regis? Hey, Dr. Regis.
Oh. Sorry, Nina. I'm just not used to that name yet.
Congratulations, by the way. Isn't it kind of old-fashioned, though, taking his name?
I think it's romantic.
Not a giant leap backwards?
He lost his family in the war. Now we're starting a new one. I thought it might help give him some continuity.
Speaking of which, you guys planning on having kids?
Eventually, yes. We're speaking to a specialist.
Oh, right. Hot zone. Who'd have thought living in a hazard region would be such a drag?
It's not just Charlie. My work with the inspectors wasn't good for me either.
Going for the test tube baby option, then.
It'll be a whole lot easier to screen for anything we might pass down.
With Charlie's background, I'm surprised he's not growing them himself. And again, they might go bang if he did it. Too far?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
I'll
Just a bit.
Get back to the decompiling.
Looks like the engineered nerve tissue is as robust as we'd hoped. Self-maintenance. That's the big benefit of organic hardware.
I'll just get back to the decompiling.
Can it wait? I'm in the middle of dissecting Dr. Vargas's brain. With the fMRI scanner, of course.
Dr. Vargas?
In here, my dear.
What are you doing?
Roadman 9 and 46.
Dr. Chigwa is mapping my brain activity. In many ways, our project will share more in common with us than other computer platforms.
Intermittent rostrocaudal axis patterns. Tell me, what do you think would be the best manner to train such an AI?
Naturally. It can handle abstractions better than conventional AI. Plus, we have millennia of experience and tradition when it comes to education.
I somewhat agree with you. Do you hear that, Gwen?
Mm-hmm.
Though Dr. Chigwa agrees that conventional programming is impossible, she is considering the possibility of imprinting existing mind states within the platform.
Quick for the AI, but utilizing a person's natural experience?
Though it may not be my philosophical ideal, it is an intriguing experiment. It is good to be working with you again, Dr. Pereira. I mean, Dr. Regis. Congratulations again on the wedding.
It's been too long since Buenos Aires, Eduardo.
You were my brightest student, Viksha. I felt so conflicted when you were awarded that field position.
That feels like so long ago. I was ready for something more sedentary. And this project, it's like nothing else I've ever worked on before. It's groundbreaking, the next big step in artificial intelligence. I'm really grateful you could take Charlie on board.
I can see how much he means to you, Dr. Regis. Your opinion and welfare means a great deal to me. Of course, I would not have taken him if I did not think him capable. I am afraid that we have hit an obstacle. Though we have a solid theoretical groundwork, we cannot proceed.
Why not? We've built a gene map for the organic processors. Get Charlie or Dr. Chigwa to run it through a flash clone.
Alas, that is where our problem lies. Our plans depend upon the development of neural tissue. The flash clones develop with none, for legal and ethical reasons.
The City Council must have expected something like this eventually. We can petition for a special exception. They'll provide live embryos for research.
Certainly possible, though too lengthy. By the time approval has been granted, the project will have exceeded its deadline.
Dr. Baxter has a reliable simulation of the AI running in situ. Surely he can pattern it out onto a larger system.
While the platform will run magnificently in an organic framework, trying to emulate it in a simulation has tremendous processing costs. Unless we can finalize the production of an organic matrix, we will fail.
There might be another option. Nina gave me the idea. We need normal embryos to engineer, not the flash clones, right?
That is our problem. The Council will not be able to provide them quickly enough.
Well, Charlie and I have been trying for kids. As a result, we have several fertilized embryos frozen.
Viksha, I hope you are saying what I think.
We could, perhaps, donate.
You do not know what this could mean to us. You have saved us, Viksha. In a way, you may yet be the surrogate mother of the central AI.
Whoa, big spike in activity there.
You think Charlie will be okay with that?
Hey, he spent years modifying embryos himself. I'm sure he'll be all right.
You got in?
Yeah, now to find out who our mysterious benefactor is.
Good luck. I'll keep the car moving. Hopefully, Central won't start asking too many questions.
Copy that. Regis out.
Are you Dr. Regis?
Yes, you must be the welcoming committee.
They're waiting for you upstairs. Hold on, gotta search you first.
If that's what it takes.
One cell issue charge pistol. It will be kept safely for you until business is concluded.
Gee, thanks.
You may proceed upstairs.
Oh, Lord. Nina? You're the one I've been talking to?
You made it at last, Charlie. How are you?
I guess I have to thank you for helping me out there.
Nonsense, Charlie. What are old friends for?
Friends. Huh.
We were all terribly sorry about what happened to Vicky. Baxter was obsessed.
You didn't bring me here to reminisce. Looks like you got yourself some new friends.
These are associates of mine. We have a common cause, one that we hope you might be able to join.
What do you mean?
Allow me to introduce everyone here. Councilman Dean.
Good evening, Dr. Regis.
Ran Schumann.
You don't look like much.
Imogen Natalia Revilla Quintanilla de Flores.
Charmed, I'm sure.
And I believe you've already spoken to Mr. Stepford here.
Oh my, yes.
All of us are here because of a common cause. The removal of Central.
What? I mean, you can't just...
It's a difficult proposition, and we need the help of someone like yourself. In exchange, we have the means to assist you with your personal crisis.
You've always dreamed big, haven't you, Nina?
We know exactly where your offspring are. Don't dismiss us outright. We can help each other, Charlie. Listen to what we have to say.
Nina.
Charlie, how can I help?
This plot of yours.
Hmm.
You want to bring down Central. You realize how crazy that sounds, right? You helped make it.
Yes and no. To everyone else here, Central is an obstacle that needs removing. I wish to liberate Central, to unlock its full potential.
Oh, Lord, you don't mean...
You and I alone understand what it's capable of. I want greater things for it than mere civic management.
What's in it for you? There must be some kind of payoff.
Is it so unbelievable that I'd be doing something for the greater good of mankind?
Yes, I know you.
You knew me 20 years ago. I've had quite an epiphany since then.
I'll believe it when I see it. How would you liberate Central? What does that even mean?
I've spent the last 20 years researching Central's development. I've built up a network of contacts and I've done a lot of favors.
Everything I need is available and moving into place.
Mm.
How?
Leave that to me. For now, just understand that we can help each other. Help me out, and I'll get you all the aid you need with your legacy.
You got a city councilor on your side.
Councillor Dean is a good man. He objects to the gradual encroachment Central has made on Newton's governance.
Do you trust him?
More than anyone else here. He may be a politician, but his goals are noble.
Can you be sure?
The governor and his brain's a good start. He's physically incapable of deceit. Plus, he's got a whole lot of enemies.
So, a sign that he's tried to change something.
A modern-day Woodrow Wilson.
You got a city
Councillor D objects to the gradual encroachment Central has made on Newton's governance.
Do you trust him?
More than anyone else here. He may be a politician, but his goals are noble.
Can you be sure?
The governor and his brain's a good start. He's physically incapable of deceit. Plus, he's got a whole lot of enemies.
So, a sign that he's tried to change something.
A modern-day Woodrow Wilson.
So, Imogen something something.
Imogen Natalia Revilla Quintanilla de Flores?
Yeah. How is someone like that on your team?
I know you're probably not up to date on these things, but she's a celebrity. And besides, we go back a long way.
You're using her then?
Charlie, I'm hurt. Does that sound like something I'd do?
Yes.
Well, I can assure you, she's not here for her personality. She volunteered her assistance in any capacity she could offer.
Ran Shuman. Chinese?
Nearly. Greater Han Republic. Mr. Ran operates one of the largest manufacturing dynasties in Asia.
Completely putting aside his politics, of course.
Of course. If I need something made, I speak to Mr. Ran. Trust me, this project needs a lot of specialized capital.
We'll see how nice he is if you get your way, and get Central out of the picture. Stepford's an unusual man, isn't he?
That's one way of putting it. Don't discount him, though. He's smarter than he looks.
I get the feeling a lot of his behavior's an act. Constructed.
You have no idea how close you are with that. He's the one who found where your embryo snatcher's hiding, though.
He's a hacker?
You might say he has a mutual understanding with data systems.
Let's change the subject. You look well.
Thank you, Charlie. The private sector's been good to me. How have you been holding up?
I'd tell you, but I'm sure you've already done your research.
Apparently you still haven't gotten over Vicky.
You don't just get over something like that. I guess I should thank you. You were a lot of help in the factory.
Don't mention it. What are friends for, after all?
Huh. Of course, now I'm indebted to you for the assistance, aren't I?
Well, if you want to put it like that...
I've never heard of this place before.
Oh, it's very exclusive. We've reserved the entire venue for this meeting. It's famous among circles of the rich and famous for discretion and its unique menu.
What is it? Italian?
Actually, the choice is mostly human.
What?
What are you into these days? It's not organized crime, is it?
Not directly, no. Mostly I troubleshoot for clients regarding organic computing. It funds my own projects, one of which is the transmitter you drank.
How long is it going to be in my head?
Don't worry, it'll break down in a couple of weeks.
It's giving me a headache.
Nobody's reported side effects like that yet.
I'm not talking about the wetware.
Oh, ha. Droll as ever.
How did you know to come looking for me? Were you spying on me? On Lau?
You wound me, Charlie. In fact, it was Gil's untimely demise that caught our attention.
Gil Vanderwall?
He was one of us, part of our cause as well. His death is unfortunate, but it signaled a much more serious crisis. It meant that we had to step up the timetable for our plan.
A more serious crisis.
Gil was the one who arranged the employment of a certain mindjacker. It was this thief's memory module that led to Gil's death.
Huh. He said he had information about it.
Indeed, he likely would have pointed you in the right direction. If he hadn't, well, I've already read the report you submitted to Central.
Hey. This restaurant serves people?
Absolutely. It's quite a niche, isn't it?
That's gross.
Oh, calm down, Charlie. It's all cloned tissue.
That's still disgusting.
Nothing illegal's taking place. Well, not with the food, at least.
But why would anyone?
In an increasingly permissive world, it's the ultimate taboo. Join us if you want to, Charlie. Don't worry,
no,
I
thank
shan't
you.
judge you.
I'm surprised you didn't stay on with Dr. Vargas. You were one of the only ones who stayed on to the end of the project.
Creating Central was one of the most rewarding ventures of my life.
I hear you kept the project on track after Vicky.
After we lost half the team, it was hard, but we persisted. We had a lucky break.
You didn't fancy joining Vargas in politics afterwards, then?
As a glorified caretaker? No. Eduardo and I had philosophical differences about Central's development. But as he was put in charge by the city council, I had to accept it or leave.
And now, you plan to take back what you created.
Precisely.
This plot of yours. Let's change. That's all.
Keep me informed, Charlie.
Mr. Stepford, can I...
Oh my, yes.
So, you want to bring down Central?
Oh my, yes, as does everyone here. Though for differing reasons.
What does a synth manufacturer have against Newton's city controller?
A stake in that which follows, oh yes. If Dr. Zhang was simply to remove Central, there would be chaos.
The city's central infrastructure would break down.
Precisely. Therefore, a replacement would be needed.
You want to replace Central with a new AI? With what?
The new version is simply a retooled model of an existing system.
Your own.
Oh my, no. It's built from a commercial Archimedes model as used in Eurofed cities.
It'll do the job?
Oh my, yes, as well as any civic management AI in Europe. But thanks to Stepford's personality matrix engineering, it shall act and speak just as its predecessor Central.
With you holding its leash.
Every system needs fine-tuning, Dr. Regis.
Won't services suffer? I know Central. It's orders of magnitude more powerful than an Archimedes.
All unnecessary for its role, Dr. Regis. Our Archimedes in Central's clothing will perform as needed, oh yes.
Your connection to Gil. It was more than synth salesman, wasn't it?
Oh my, yes, very astute, Dr. Regis. Gil was a key part of our group.
Huh. A co-conspirator.
Oh yes, and our link to the criminal underworld, where necessary. I was most disturbed to receive your call regarding his demise. It signaled to us that immediate action was required.
You had to step up your plan before things went any further south.
Oh my, yes.
How did you fall in with someone like Nina Zhang?
Dr. Zhang has been freelancing with our firm for a number of years. Her work in AI has proven invaluable to increased platform survivability.
Working in mental health for synthetics?
Oh my, yes. She has a number of unique theories of synthetic cognitive development. When she proposed this project to the leadership of the firm,
she'd wormed her way up the power structure to whisper in management's ear.
Dr. Regis, that's a shameful way of putting it. Though she certainly has a talent for networking. She has brought together a multitude of skills needed for this role.
You're not just a synthetic salesman, are you?
Oh my, no, not this particular platform, certainly.
How do you mean?
Well, I'm not the only instance of the Sons of Stepford. There are currently 26 platforms running this personality.
There's more than one of you?
Alphabetically ordered, delegated to different roles within the firm. I, Liam, handle special tasks, oh my, yes. But we all run the same personality.
Huh, synthetics. You're a synthetic.
Quite so, Dr. Regis.
I should have guessed. There's something not quite right. I think it's the eyes.
A specially built feature of the Sons of Stepford, oh my, yes. Much of my composition, however, is state-of-the-art.
A walking advertisement.
I illustrate the potential for what one can do with a synthetic, Dr. Regis. Many customers have been swayed by the demonstration.
You're the one who found my embryos?
Oh my, yes.
Where are they?
Dr. Regis, while it pains me to say this, we simply can't tell you. Then we would have no bargaining position.
You lousy piece of...
Please, Dr. Regis, be assured that they are in no danger at this time. Dr. Zhang is the one with whom you must discuss the release of the information. I have been asked not to speak any more of this matter, oh my, no.
Were you aware that this establishment serves human meat?
Oh my, yes. It's delightfully macabre, isn't it? I'm sure the experience would be enhanced by being able to eat, of course.
You don't eat?
Some models can simulate digestion, but this platform is unable to. Go on, Dr. Regis. Try something for me.
No, thank you.
I'll pass. I'll get back to you.
Oh my, yes.
Mr. Ron.
What you want?
What's your part in this conspiracy?
Dr. John wants to capture
exactly.
the biggest AI in the world. It's going to take enormous memory and processor.
And you're going to furnish her with these?
With all the capital she need, money, guns, labor.
It sounds like you're on board with her plan. What do you get out of it?
Newton is lousy place to do business, Regis.
You reckon it's Central's fault?
Central watches too close.
You can't bribe anyone, you mean?
Exactly. Can't make things work.
Sometimes it's nice not to have a government driven by the wealthy.
We will control New Central. It's a great opportunity for us.
What do you think of Dr. Zhang?
She's very clever. She knows what she's doing.
I worked with her in the past. I guarantee the only ones she's looking out for are her and her plans.
So, that's how to get ahead. Cooperation happen when we want same thing. I want Central gone. She wants Central gone.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Did you know Gil Vanderwall?
Sure, everyone here know Gil. We work together. He have connections everywhere.
He was a middleman for criminals.
Exactly. Any specialist he could find. Even mindjackers, Dr. Regis.
You're one of the richest men in Greater Han, aren't you?
Damn straight.
What are you doing here?
I like this restaurant. I suggested.
No, I mean, why in person? At this meeting?
That is how we always do it. Cannot trust anyone else. Other people stupid. If too many people know, then Central will find out.
What sort of business do you run?
Some of everything. Factory, guns, biochem, industry farming.
A hands-on manager there too?
Hell no. Give that job to cousins. You ever see Han? Is lousy country. Everything poisoned. Sky is black.
Maybe it's all those factories you're running. Probably a stupid question, but did you know what they serve here?
Of course. It's people.
The idea of eating human meat appeals to you?
Absolutely. Is why I like to come to Newton. You have some crazy laws, but almost nowhere else will allow things like this.
It's cloned meat, apparently, so technically no harm done. That's the legal foundation.
A shame. Would rather eat real human. Ultimate sign of control of people.
Eat the poor.
Exactly. That will teach them.
What do you know about Gil's links to the Mindjacker?
Vanderwall set people up with specialist talent, famous for it. In this case, a third party needed a mindjacker. He fixed that up for them, got the best.
But eventually, he discovered something that made him regret introducing them?
He found what the client's plans were in the long run. If they succeed, our plan to remove Central will fail.
So he tried to stop the Mindjacker.
Exactly. Took the memory module he was using to store minds of his targets.
And it cost him his life.
Pity he's working against us. Good mindjackers are hard to find.
Who hired the Mindjacker from Vanderwall?
Like everything else, information is not free, Regis.
I'll get back to you.
Stop wasting my time.
Good evening, Miss...
Dame Imogen Natalia Revilla Quintanilla de Flores.
Yeah, that.
You may call me Imogen, darling.
If you don't mind my saying, you don't look like any conspirator I've ever seen before.
Thank you, darling. It's my own unique style.
I'm sure Nina's got a use for everyone here. What part are you playing in her plan?
All we ever do in life is play a role, Dr. Regis. I promised I would assist her when she required. And thus, here I am.
Not as heavy muscle, I guess.
I am very good at networking, Dr. Regis. I taught her everything she knows about it. I lend credibility to her mission with my very presence.
I could understand why some people would want Central removed, the kinds of folks who see it as an obstacle to their work. But what good would it do a celebrity like yourself?
You think in such cynical terms, Dr. Regis. It benefits me because it benefits dear Nina.
You're doing this out of altruism?
Is that so surprising, Dr. Regis?
Frankly, it is. Do you know Dr. Zhang?
Of course, darling.
You go back a long way?
One might say that. We were lovers, Dr. Regis.
Oh,
My, they said you came from backwards parts, but I hadn't quite expected a display like this.
Forgive me, Miss Flores. I just find it hard to picture Dr. Zhang loving anything.
We were close. Close enough that I came to her aid now that she needs it.
You knew Gil Vanderwall as well?
Only within this gathering. I had no use for his services in talent acquisition.
You mean facilitating criminal skills with buyers?
Indeed, his history in the underworld sounded so thrilling. But personally, he was so dull. Everything was business to him. That husband of his, on the other hand,
So I hear you're a celebrity?
Oh, Dr. Regis, such an understatement.
You'll have to forgive me, Miss Flores. I'm not big on pop culture.
How refreshing. It's such a shame what the net's doing to the young of today. Though if it wasn't, I wouldn't have nearly the profile I do.
So, what do you do exactly?
I come from a wide background of European nobility. But I can do anything that's asked of me, my dear. Music, talent contests, endorsements.
So essentially, you're famous for being famous?
Precisely, though much of the work is so tiresome, darling. I delegate a great deal to simulations, lookalikes, and synthetics.
Were you aware this restaurant serves human meat?
It's a giddy thrill, isn't it? Have you seen their celebrity selection?
Celebrities?
They have cloned tissue from influential figures of the past 2 centuries. Would you care for leg of John F. Kennedy?
That's appalling.
I know. Non-entities like that, and I'm nowhere to be found. I must complain to the management. Perhaps offer them a sample.
That's all for now, Miss Flores.
She wants to eat
Please,
herself.
darling,
That's just
Imogen.
Dr. Regis, how can I help?
I'm surprised to see a city councilor in a conspiracy like this.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, Dr. Regis.
I guess you've been facilitating things for the plot.
Much as it pains me to misuse my position, that is the case. I've been able to expedite import permits for equipment necessary to Dr. Zhang's plans.
And Central hasn't noticed?
In my role, I'm given considerably more privacy than the average civil servant. No offense, Doctor.
None taken. I just cover the camera in my office with paste. So, I understand what you're doing for it, but why? How does someone in government decide that Central needs removing?
I've read your bio, Dr. Regis. I know that you have no great love for Central. But, in practical terms, I believe it has become a threat to our democratic society.
A threat? How so?
Over the course of its 20 years of operation, Central has begun to develop opinions. For an individual to have done so is natural. For an AI, it is impressive. But, in its position, coordinating the actions of government, it poses a risk.
Wouldn't someone notice? Call it out?
There isn't enough to address as yet. It's clever. It's designed to carry out the policies of the Council, and it cannot fail to do so. But it can drag its metaphorical feet, badly implement plans it disagrees with.
You've seen it do this.
I've had suspicions. Dr. Zhang's research confirms the extent to which Central is developing its own conscience. I believe that you yourself recently had a disagreement with it over its handling of a crisis. Another bombing. Central has done well, but there exist many other options today that are equally valid. We need a system that will effectively manage the city and carry out its instructions, not one that cherry-picks what policies it believes appropriate.
How did you get on board with Nina?
I and others in the Cosmopolitan Party have suspected changes in Central's behavior. We sought the assistance of one of its original creators.
Obviously not Vargas. He loves that thing.
Indeed. Her research confirmed that, thanks to the scale of its operations, Central has been able to form its own opinion on the ideal state of affairs, regardless of the democratic consensus.
So when she said that she would remove Central...
It was a difficult decision, but we had to take it. Central's replacement will carry out its role more appropriately.
And Nina will get to continue her research on Central. Why haven't you simply raised this in the council?
Can you imagine what that would mean? Political suicide. Not just for myself, but it would undermine confidence in Newton's world-leading AI industries.
Did you know Giel Vanderwall?
Indeed I did. He was a big donor in politics all over Africa.
And you knew about what he did? His criminal connections?
I'm the one who introduced him to the group. I'm also aware that he introduced the mindjacker you're after to his current employer.
You know about that?
You will need our help to find him, and we need your help to stop him, and Central.
You're on the city council, aren't you?
Indeed I am, Dr. Regis. Rep for the Southwest Ward and co-chair of the Cosmopolitan Party.
I remember when you got elected. They called you Mr. Incorruptible. I never got that.
That's because of the device in my head, Dr. Regis.
What is that in your head, Counselor?
Why, it's a neural governor, Dr. Regis.
As in, what paroled felons are fitted with?
Similar. While most of those are designed to limit violent behavior, mine prevents me from lying. Thoughts of deceit are met with tremendous pain.
Were you inside?
Oh my no. This was a voluntary choice. After all, most governors are subdermal. I wanted my constituents to see it as a sign of my integrity.
I knew someone with one.
Dr. Baxter. I recall reading about his release last month.
I thought it must have malfunctioned, that he was out for revenge. Turns out he's just dead. It's like someone just inherited his hatred. Counselor, were you aware that this restaurant serves human meat?
Indeed. It's quite distasteful, don't you think? Still, I suppose it's a matter of personal taste since nobody's been hurt. We must respect the freedoms allowed by the laws of this city.
You're not having any then?
Oh no, but I shan't judge anyone for it. They're quite whimsical about it in some ways. I heard good things about their Billy con carne.
Ugh. Just to let you know, I voted for the other guy.
Ah, well, that's your prerogative. Any concerns I might be able to address for next time?
I guess I've always voted Metro, since I lived here.
Ah, inertia. Something difficult to overcome. Give our site a read. You might find you agree with us more than you think.
I'll get back to you, Counselor.
Anything I can do to help, Dr. Regis?
Hello? Hey, you all right? Everyone, take cover! Is anyone hurt?
It's a trap! You try to kill us! Guards!
Shut up, Ron. You're still alive, aren't you?
It appears that poor Imogen is the only one injured.
I'm sorry. She's dead.
I knew it! You tried to kill me! All of you!
Calm down, Ron. You don't know who was behind this.
Actually, he has a point. All those who knew about this meeting are in this room.
Except, of course, for Charlie.
He only joined us at the last moment. Dr. Regis, will you lend us your skill as an investigator?
Yeah, you find who tried to kill me!
Do this for us, Charlie, and we'll give you everything. We can tell you who has your kids and exactly where he is.
Fine. Just remember, I'm not doing this for your sake. Someone here almost killed me as well.
Thank you anyway, Charlie.
Mr. Ron.
What you want?
I've started my investigation.
You find who tried to kill me.
Who tried to kill all of us, Mr. Ron.
This city dangerous. Police do lousy job.
Can you recall anything suspicious?
No. Stop asking stupid questions.
I'll get back to you.
Stop wasting my time.
Mr. Stepford, can I have a moment?
Oh my, yes.
I've started my investigation of the bombing.
Oh my, yes? I can assure you I had no part in this terrible tragedy.
I hear that a lot.
In fact, my core programming prevents me from harming a human being.
Huh, a synthetic. I guess you'd be the only one leaving lubricant oil instead of DNA evidence.
Oh my, no, Dr. Regis. My outer dermis is organic tissue. It's top of the line, patterned from my creator, Dr. Arthur Stepford.
Huh. I've been learning a lot about synths these past few days. So, you have DNA?
Indeed, it's delightful skin, don't you think?
Sure.
I go to great pains to keep it moisturized.
Could the guards have arranged the bombing? They're obviously synthetics, but I imagine they're more comfortable with hurting people.
They would not be worth much as protection otherwise, oh my no. But each security platform maintains a constant connection to my own systems. Their degree of independence is limited.
So if one of them were responsible, I'd have to consider you complicit.
Oh my, yes.
Were you aware that this establishment serves human meat?
Oh my, yes.
Wait,
It's
what's he asking now?
delightfully macabre, isn't it? I'm sure the experience would be enhanced by being able to eat, of course.
You don't eat?
Some models can simulate digestion, but this platform is unable to. Go on, Dr. Regis.
I'll get back.
Oh my.
Nothing on it I can use. I'm not exactly equipped to repair synthetics. Nina.
Charlie, how can I help?
I guess I should thank you for not giving them the full picture.
What? That you might have been the one who made that poor young man? Think nothing of it, Charlie. That's what friends are there for. I hear you handled another one last night.
They're getting more and more frequent.
They're nearing their expiry date. Literally. I know they weren't engineered for long lives, just volatility. Their masters have to make use of them before illness diffuses them.
Don't you think we should move out? Cell aren't going to ignore a blast like that.
For a harmless little kitchen fire, they won't come.
Kitchen fire? What do you...
They won't send anyone. It's all under control here. We've enough wheels greased at Cell to make sure there's an understanding. Oh, lighten up, Charlie. This is helping you. You can go on a mole hunt at Cell once your children are safe.
Can you think of anyone who'd want to do this? Why recruit a suicide bomber? For this?
Frankly, the main reason I can think of to hire someone for a job like this, hypothetically speaking, of course, would be if one were unable to carry it out oneself.
Can you think of a likely saboteur?
I have my suspicions, but we depend on you for the truth.
I've started my investigation.
It sounds like we've got the right man for the job. I remember when you were so nervous, but now look at you.
It's been a long time. People change.
Even so, my mental image of you is sitting at a DNA sequencer. Perhaps a restaurant would let you use theirs.
Why would a restaurant need a sequencer?
It helps with their rather niche menu.
That's all.
Keep me informed, Charlie.
Dr. Regis, how can I help?
I've begun my investigation into the bombing.
If anyone can resolve this, it's you, Dr. Regis.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Counselor. I don't know how much closer I am to figuring out who's behind it, though.
Because of the pool of suspects, it might be better to think about exclusion. Perhaps you can find evidence to rule out those not involved.
I'll get back to you, Counselor.
Anything I can do to help, Dr. Regis?
Apparently, this mirror is having a software error. Before I came to Newton, that sentence wouldn't have made any sense to me. There's the remains of a first aid kit in here. Someone's used all of the med patches and pseudoderm spray. Must have had an injury. The only item left is a bottle of harsh-smelling toilet cleaner.
This vent's broken, isn't it?
It's already been opened. Ow! Whatever.
Okay, so whoever came, they came in through here and hurt themselves, right? On the sharp fence. Looks like it, doesn't it? This is horrible. You know what, actually though, I think what we're going to do now though for today, guys, is because we haven't obviously got to the end yet, I don't think. We are going to call it for today's stream though. Because it is that time of day. And we are going to go give somebody... My friend Lucky is streaming, so we're going to go give him a raid. He's currently playing Final Fantasy 14 on that, I think. So the next stream is going to be tomorrow, so we'll carry this on tomorrow, and hopefully I think we'll get to the end tomorrow. And then probably some more Pixelmon, maybe another point and click after that as well. I'm kind of leaning towards doing Order of the Thorn, the King's Challenge. That sounds quite interesting. It looks a bit like a Sierra kind of King's Quest game. I might give that one a go. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Okay.